Tesla profits plunging tonight. Elon Musk just reporting a 71% plunge in profits, 71%, as he rails against Trump's tariffs in a call going on right now. You will hear him in his own words in a call that Outfront has just obtained. Also breaking new details on Pete Hegseth's, what he's thinking, his strategy, what he's doing. As chaos is erupting inside the Pentagon that he is leading. One person telling CNN he's in full paranoia, back against the wall mode. And Trump's baby bonus, the administration reportedly coming up with ways to push women to have more babies, including a perk like $5,000 a kid, or even a medal if you have 6 or more, which is reminiscent of some odd times in history. Let's go out front. Good evening, I'm Erin Burnett, and out front tonight, the breaking news: Elon Musk's empire suffering a major blow tonight with profits plunging more than 70%. And Musk, just moments ago, in a call that we've obtained, admits this reason as to why.
There's been some blowback for the time that I've been spending in government with the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE.
There are some challenges, and I expect that this year will be, there'll probably be some unexpected bumps this year.
This is this earnings call that's going on right now from Tesla. There will be more bumps, he says, because even though Musk tonight said he is keeping his word and stopping his full-time work for Trump and DOGE next month, which he is required to do with his role as a special government employee, right? So that's what he's already said he was going to do. The truth is, the headline may not be that he's stepping aside as he was saying he was due. It's actually that he is not going anywhere.
I'll continue to spend, a day or two per week on government matters for as long as the president would like me to do so.
A day or two a week. I mean, 2 days a week out of 5. I mean, you get it, right? That's 40%. That's a lot of time. I mean, that would mean for roughly the next 3.5 years, if Trump wants him around, Elon Musk is going to be in the Oval Office with Trump a couple days a week. Now, that's obviously significant. And Elon is speaking on this Tesla call, spoke for a majority of the call, in fact, which began about 90 minutes ago. And just to be very clear, Elon Musk being on the call and talking for as long as he has, right? So we're now talking 90 minutes or so this has been going on, is not a business as usual thing. He does not usually get on this call and talk. In fact, in 2021, he said this.
I think going forward, I will most likely not be on earnings calls unless there's something really important that I need to say.
Well, there is something really important that he needs to say right now. Musk's image as the world's wealthiest man has taken an unprecedented hit in an unprecedentedly short period of time. From his controversial behavior at Trump events like Inauguration Day to revelations that he has a lot more children than his known 13 that did not come from some sort of a tabloid. It came from the Wall Street Journal. And beyond his reputation and image, Musk has lost more than $130 billion since Election Day because of the damage he has done to Tesla's brand by tying himself so directly to Trump and by DOGE. And many investors on that Tesla earnings call have lost a lot of money because of Musk this year. Tesla shares have been cut almost in half, in fact, since Election Day, when you look at the highs then, which may be why Musk did something really important on this call. When he talks about something important to say, perhaps nothing more important than this: keeping up his fight against Trump's tariffs.
Tariffs will, tough on a company when margins are still low. I just want to emphasize that the tariff decision is entirely up to the President of the United States. I will weigh in with my advice with the President, which he will listen to my advice, but then it's up to him, of course, to make his decision. I've been on the record many times as saying that I believe lower tariffs are generally a good idea for prosperity. But this decision is fundamentally up to the elected representative of the people, being the President of the United States. So, I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do.
I mean, that's clear and it's measured. It's a lot more calm than calling Peter Navarro dumber than a bag of bricks, which is what he called him on his social media platform recently on the tariff issue. And I want to go now to Dan Ives, Peter Tuchman, and Alexis Glick, all back with me. So, Dan, you were able to hear that call. Elon doesn't usually get on that call. Yeah. That's the whole point. And he's on, and he's being very, very calm in what he's saying. But obviously, profits plunging 71%. And there's a reason for that, right? And that reason is him and Trump and DOGE.
I mean, this was a moment of truth for Musk, because on this call, and I think he did a great setup, I mean, this was really, investors are massively frustrated. In our opinion, it was a fork in the road. He basically had to recommit to Tesla and sort of take a huge step back from DOGE. And that was something that he did. And I ultimately believe this is really the beginning of the end of how he's going to be with the Trump administration, because the brand damage, we think it's 20% in terms of permanent brand damage potentially from this. And the reality is, when you look at Tesla, and Tucker and I have talked about it, it's not just the brand damage, the tariffs as well. It's sort of been a 1-2 punch, and that's why Musk had to be a much different Elon Musk on that conference call than
he spent the bag of bricks and all of that.
Than a typical Musk.
And so it's interesting you say that, and yet, Alexis, he is also saying, but I'm not done my work. And as long as he wants me there 1 to 2 days a week, which is a lot of time, I'll be there.
And he was very clear in indicating that. But the interesting thing, the point on the 1-2 punch here, right, is that he was very honest about protests, about implications on the brand. And to your point, he was also very contrite. I mean, he really was being very honest and forthright with investors, and honest and forthright about his intent to stay 1 to 2 days a week in this DOGE role as long as the president needs him. The thing here right now, as you guys know, is what's so incredibly important is for leaders of business and industry to be sharing back with the president in either earnings calls or in one-on-one meetings like you saw yesterday with the major retailer CEOs, for him to fully understand what are the implications day to day on the tariffs, on not knowing where your supply chain is, pricing, SKUs, margins, account receivables, payables, hiring, firing, hearing that day in and day out in a swan song from all different industries is starting to take effect.
I mean, Peter, look, we'll whip the whiteboard out for you. Here's Elon, okay? Here's Elon. Here's X on his shoulder, okay? Elon owns 12.8% of Tesla. All right, 12.8%. Tesla's down how much this year? We were just looking at it. 41%. So how much money has he lost? We were just calculating this. Let's look it up. Okay, so $73 billion. $73 billion lost by Elon and his descendants.
You know what? I think it's important to note one thing. You just talked about that everybody needs to come together and start sharing. Look, this has been a problem of messaging. From the beginning, right? Or whether it's the president, I mean, the reason that the market took the hit it did was all about the way that they disseminated the information from the beginning. If they had come into the market, markets can handle virtually anything if they're given it, if it's being fed to them in a way that they can
manage and project.
They can manage it, except this was almost a perfect storm. I don't think anything changed from yesterday, except maybe there's some happy dust that was dropped over the White House, because suddenly everybody changed their tune. Besant came out and said that, you know what, that this aggressive negative narrative around tariffs is unsustainable. And if we don't, almost accepting responsibility, right, that we've messaged wrong, and we're going to have to change that to change everything. And then Elon Musk, he doesn't care that he lost $73 billion because that's been happening for a while.
Right.
It's almost as if everybody, whether it's, it's almost like a bipolar person who took their medication. Everybody came out with a completely different message today. The president did it, Elon Musk did it, and Besant did it. And the market read all of that, and it responded favorably. It's a huge difference from one day to the next.
The whipsaw is insane.
But I would add to Tuckman, I think he did a great job, because the walls are caving in. Because at the end of the day, the 10-year, the dollar, gold, markets, how many deals on the table? 0. So you could talk.
Trade deals you're talking about.
Trade deals. So you could talk, and that's why you're seeing, as you talked about, trying to get data out, because at the end of the day, the market is basically saying.
So they're suddenly listening. They're listening to all the. To your point, they're suddenly listening to everything that's been said, and they are pivoting. This is a major pivot.
It is a pivot.
It's a 1,000-point
I
market pivot, and it's a 1,000-point messaging pivot from all three of these people.